Welcome back to the channel. This week we are testing the very special 2026 Subaru WRX TS Kaminari Edition. Now, for those that don't know what that means, this is basically the series yellow, and I believe there was only 150 available for Canada, and I'm very lucky that Subaru put one on its press fleet so that us journalists can test it and tell you all about it. So this thing is, as you can see, completely yellow and just really cool. So this is not a full STI WRX, it's the closest that you can get. So this is the TS, as you can see right here by the badge. You got a little bit of a spoiler here too, which is the black. Honestly, I think, there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of hate around these plastic fenders here, but with the yellow color, I think it actually looks pretty cool. Might be my favorite version of the WRX so far. I think I had it in like a purple last time. It's got a really decent amount of trunk space. You can see I've got my daughter's car seat because we are doing some backseat filming. But yeah, I'm going to take you through this thing. We're going to kind of discover this in real time, although it is pretty much the same as last year, other than the fact that it's yellow. There's a couple of different things on the interior maybe. There's maybe a little bit of stitching, which we'll go over, but still really, really cool. Of course, it's the 6-speed manual. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I believe the TS only comes in a 6-speed manual. So if you don't know how to drive stick, you're either going to learn or you are not going to buy it, and that would be a shame because this thing is actually pretty cool and it looks absolutely fantastic. But let's hop in quick because it's hot out here. Let's get inside. Let me talk to you about my first impressions of this series yellow WRX. All right, so let's get this show here on the road. We might have a nice little sunset drive on our hands, but let me tell you about this WRX TS. So like I said, it's the closest that we can currently get to a modern day WRX STI. This one is simply tuned by STI. So you get a little bit better suspension. You don't get a horsepower bump. I think it's still 271, which is probably the most disappointing thing when it comes to this. I wish, the TS, at least bumped it up to 3 maybe or something. I don't know. You get better brakes, obviously Brembos, that's nice, and the handling is pretty good as well, and it sounds all right. I mean, it's not the loudest thing in the world, but it's definitely probably one of the more louder cars available on the market now, just from the factory. It's got like this really deep, like throaty sound to the throttle, especially from a cold start or when you start it up, just from general, like it vibrates a little bit, and it's kind of cool. So I do like it, and I mean, this yellow is literally turning heads left and right. People cannot keep their eyes off this thing. And rightfully so. It is a very, very, like, attractive yellow. Like, your eyes are just like, you spot it in a parking lot, you spot it on the highway, you literally spot it everywhere. And so, it's given me a little bit of wanted attention, some unwanted, obviously. Sometimes I don't know all the things about the car just yet, but, yeah, so I've already had a few conversations. So far, so good, though. But let's see what this thing's got. I'm in Sport Plus mode. Let's just push it just a little bit. Here we go. A little bit of an over rev there from my side, but oh yeah, this thing gets up and moves. That's about as fast as I'm able to go without getting myself in trouble. Really good weather here, so no issue for grip. I'm just not the best at quickly shifting up or down. I'm not necessarily a beginner manual driver anymore. I feel like I've got enough experience behind the wheel of manuals that I can't really tell you that I'm a beginner, but I'm definitely not a seasoned manual. I don't drive it every day, I don't drive it every week, and sometimes I don't even drive it every month. I basically drive the manual cars that are currently available on the market and that the press fleet guys are putting them on. Subaru's doing it, I think Honda's doing it, Nissan might still be doing it once with the Z, and I think obviously the Mazda MX-5 is still doing it. So like I still have my exposure to manual, but it's few and far in between, so these are the only shots I get. Obviously, I think if I was to own a vehicle, I'd probably want something like the Nissan Z, even this, the WRX TS, I'd probably want that as well. Something with manual, right? Something that's still fun to drive. And so the manual gearbox in here is actually pretty decent, pretty responsive. I don't love the clutch pedal, honestly. Like, there's no feel to it, and somebody who was a beginner and not a beginner anymore, I still like to feel the engagement point, and I don't feel like I always feel it in the WRX TS. I don't know. It's a good manual where it's sort of forgiving. Like, obviously, if you miss a downshift on the rev match, if you miss a rev match, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna push you forward. I actually missed a big one earlier on today because I'm rusty at this, and I felt it, I paid for it. It's definitely not the most forgiving in terms of, you know, downshift rev matching. It does not do that by itself still. A feature I think if Subaru wants to stay in the game long term with the manual, I think they should add it, just because if they do add that, then it just helps, you know, newer drivers get into it and just have more fun than having to learn the rev match. That could be a big hill to climb for some. It sort of was for me, but, you know, enough practice. I'm in these cars every day for a long time, so I have just practiced by trial by fire. But not everybody learns like that. But, you know, it is easy to do it once you get used to it. If you're like a seasoned manual driver, you know what you're doing really well. This thing, you'll drive it like an automatic and you'll never look back, and you'll probably be able to squeeze the most out of it and honestly have the most fun with it. The ride quality is all right. It's definitely something. Usually I'm going to drive around in individual mode because I can put the power in sport, I can put the steering in sport, and the suspension in comfort, and that kind of helps quite a bit. You know, sort of relieves some of the bumps, but obviously you do have a stiffer suspension here, which is going to help the handling part, maybe not so much the ride quality part. I also like that it kind of lets you go into first even when you're like kind of gliding at 15 kilometers, just coasting at 15. It'll let you go into first and just be ready to shift right away at the stop sign. I do like that. Yeah, the throws are easy. They're not too long, not too short, kind of right in that happy medium spot. Hard to complain about that either. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a nice package. Love the yellow. The Recaro seats are definitely tight. I don't know if I'm gaining weight or I've been loading creatine a little bit, so maybe that's why I'm just kind of going like this. But if these seats get any tighter, your friend doesn't fit in here. I'm just going to be like this the whole time. So we'll see. I haven't spent too long in the vehicle just yet to really tell you whether or not it's going to hurt your back after a while. I'll do that when I pick it back up later on in the week, like midpoint of the week. I'll probably have a good idea of the old back situation. But other than that, we are pretty happy so far. Good to be back in a manual, I will say that much. And I'm glad it's a Subaru manual too. They actually do it pretty well. So let's get into the week here. Let's discover this thing real time once again. I think we did it a little later last year, so we're in the summer properly this year, so I'm excited for that. So let's see what it's got. Let's see what we can find out, and I'm going to take you through the week here. So let's get into it. All right, welcome back outside with the Subaru WRX. I'm going to call it the Series Yellow because the other one is too hard to pronounce. So yeah, I've been living with this thing for a bit now. I like this yellow, and so do quite a lot of people. You know, quite a lot of people have been staring on the roads. There's quite a bit of Subaru WRX drivers of almost every generation seem to be in the area for them, and so yeah, I've gotten a lot of thumbs up, a lot of nods, even from non-Subaru drivers. I think this yellow just is such a good yellow that you see it from every angle, and it looks really good from every angle. But honestly, this rear end is probably my favorite. It looks super aggressive. Obviously the birds have made themselves known. I'm just walking back here now after picking back up the camera. That's wonderful. I guess they don't like the yellow, but they don't speak for all of us. Look at this. I love the quad exhaust. I love the little diffuser. Yeah, it's the plastic bumper. I know it's, you know, it's the hard plastic, but the way I see it is, you know what, you're going to be rallying this thing or be whipping this thing around. Maybe you want it to be sort of easy to replace. I don't know if it's actually easy to replace, but I hope it is. I love the taillights. I like this WRX TS badge right there. Again, that means tuned by STI, not an STI version just yet. Anyways, you can also see the subwoofer back here. Check that out. Harman Kardon, big speaker in the back. Very good noise out of this thing. Very bassy if you want it to be. Also, I like this little wing. Could be bigger. Would have loved it as bigger, but look, that's completely fine. The other thing I find a little interesting is we still get the really good Brembo brakes, the bigger and upgraded brakes, but they're gold, or like they're, I guess this is gold. Yeah, this is gold. This is gold instead of like a yellow gold. It's more of like a bronze gold, which is interesting. It still looks okay, but I feel like if it was like maybe black calipers or straight up yellow, it maybe would have just added to the yellowness of the vehicle. I'm looking for all yellow in here. I mean, if the exterior looks like this, why not go all yellow? But I like this front end too, though. It still looks good. No TS badge in the front, which I find interesting, but you got this big hood scoop, you know, that we all know and love by now. Man, this thing has got a presence, though. The yellow really gives it a different presence. I drove it last year in like a metallic purple or a midnight purple color. That was cool. This is way cooler. So yeah, let me know what you think, and let's you know what, let's hop in the interior here. Let me show you this. So for the rear, I actually have a ton of room. I love the yellow stitching as well. Like, so I tend to sit a little bit closer when I drive manual just so I can operate that clutch pedal. So me behind here, I fit no problem. I'm 5'11". I have a little bit of touching of my head on the roof, but not too bad. You can see my daughter's car seat fits in here very nicely, and it doesn't really compromise the front passenger room at all. So really good. And you have a little bit of storage on the floor there, obviously, because when she comes, we bring her bag. But you do have heated seats and USB-C and an USB-C A port. So that's always really, really nice. Over on into the front, you can see we've got Alcantara, a little bit of carbon fiber there, window controls, a powered Recaro driver's seat, manual adjustable for the passenger. But both are Recaros. Both are going to hold you in and let you rip around the whole time. WRX right there. I love the Recaro with the yellow stitching as well. Same thing in the back as well. You'll see there's yellow stitching, but a nice mix of Alcantara, cloth, and leather. Really nice job. TS badge on the carpet. That's a nice touch as well. Really do enjoy that. If you hop in here, you can see nice WRX steering wheel. Same one you're used to seeing. They really haven't changed. There's no yellow stitching in the wheel. Wish that was there. But, you know, for the most part, maybe that's something you can add after. I like this WRX badge here with the nice little carbon fiber. Would have liked the TS badge, maybe like a yellow TS badge would have been cool too. But again, those are something that maybe you can add after. Steering wheel, physical buttons everywhere. Full marks for me there. No issues at all. I like the fact that it's got physical. There's no touch buttons on the steering wheel, at least, so that's nice. And you can control the gauge cluster. So you can see we have the little STI badge because it is, you know, tuned by STI here. So we have a couple different options. We have a couple different themes we can go through. You know, you got the map here. You also have the kind of cruise control setting, and then of course back to the gauges, which is the one that I stay on because I like that one the most. Left hand side, we have the trunk button as well, traction control off, and your illumination controls. Nice Alcantara here on the dash with some more yellow stitching right in between there, as you can see here too. Look, STI badge on the interior with the little red start button. Look, if this is as close as we get, I'm gonna take it. I will take it, no problem. So this screen here, big iPad, don't love it. Don't necessarily hate it. I just wish it was faster. I just wish they put more processing power in here. It just feels like there isn't enough for it. Sometimes it lags, sometimes it's slow. Like you can see there, it's a little slow, but it's also connected to CarPlay, so we can give it the pass there a little bit. But it's not terrible. I just don't love using it. Like, I don't like that the heated seat buttons are tied into this. There's also no heated steering from what I can tell either. So if your hands are cold, oh, we'll deal with it. You have a WRX. You know, I guess that's just what it is. It's weird to have, like, you know, an all-wheel drive kind of winter car for Quebec and then not have a heated steering button anywhere. I mean, all right, sure. But we do have heated seats. I mean, at least you will be somewhat warm. Your hands just won't be. That's the only trade-off there. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's wireless, so it does work well there. So you're not going to have to interface with this too much other than kind of setting up the settings like the eyesight and stuff like that. It's pretty simple to do it. I do like that we have physical buttons for the temperature control. At least there is that. I will take it. So, you know, hard to complain there. That's kind of a must, I feel like, though. But everything else, you're going to have to open up the climate thing and kind of do it from there. Look, you will get used to it, but I think that there's some work to do here for Subaru. I think if they refine this, they have it almost perfect. And maybe just make this a little smaller. I'd rather a smaller screen and a little bit more buttons than this massive screen that's slower and less buttons. That's just me, but you guys can let me and Subaru know what you think in the comments. A little bit lower though, we have an aux cord, or an aux jack, which it's not common at all anymore, so I like to see that. USB-C and USB-A, so whatever you got connection-wise, you're covered. A little bit of storage here. Look at this 6-speed manual transmission, and I forgot to show the pedals. Let me try to do that. Look at that, pedals right there, third pedal right there, very nice to use, and it's aluminum. The pedal feel is really quality as well. I like that. But yeah, short throws, not too long, not too short, perfectly in the middle. We like that as well. A little bit of storage for some coins there if you still carry change around. Manual handbrake, we love this. 2 cup holders, standard. Got a little bit of storage in here. Not a big armrest, but it is cushioned, so really nice. Alcantara on the dash there with the yellow stitching through. Probably one of my favorite parts to look at in here. No digital rearview mirror, but this one's just fine. The thing is, though, look at that. Halogens, not LEDs. I don't know why. This is like almost 40 grand or more than 40 grand for this one. And we have these weird... Yeah, you let me know what you think about that one, because that one is not a great look, but you know, that's an easy change, thankfully. You know, if you buy this thing, and a lot of people probably buy this thing, mod it. Maybe not this one because it's a limited run. I think there's only like 100 of them in Canada. So maybe be careful with the Series Yellow, but still, pretty nice interior. Hard to complain about it, other than the big iPad there. You will get used to using it. It isn't terrible. The trade-off is that the driving is pretty good. So yeah, let's see what else we can find this week. Let me pick it back up later. All right, so let's do a cold start with the WRX TS here. Let me hop in here. It's probably going to connect up CarPlay, so I'm going to have to do this in 2 clips, but so let's just start it right here like this. 1, 2, and boom. So it's actually quite warm. I don't know how much of a cold start you can really say that was. It's actually quite warm, but it's got a nice noise to it. It's probably the best it sounds, honestly, when you actually do a cold start with this thing. So yeah, it actually sounds pretty good. All right, so back outside with our Subaru WRX. Got the engine open now because we were filming some B-roll for the main review, but I could kind of take a second here and talk a little bit about the engine. So no horsepower bump or no torque bump, nothing like that for the TS. Although this is tuned by STI, this doesn't get the improvement in horsepower. So I think it's still 271, and for the torque number, I will put it on the screen so you can see it properly. Of course, you still get the all-wheel drive, and it's 6-speed manual, which is really, really fun to drive. So, you know, it's still a decent engine. It's still got the Subaru Boxer. It's still got the throaty sound to it. Obviously, you can mod this thing. I think people that are buying, maybe not this one, like, because this one's kind of a special edition one, but for the normal WRX TS, I think you're going to mod it. I think you're going to make it louder. You're going to bring more out of this engine, because I do think there is more in the tank. For some reason, Subaru is just not bringing it. I don't understand it. Maybe you guys can explain that to me better in the comments, but I don't know. I feel like if it's TS or whatever it is, at least in 2026, maybe just bring it up to 300, say, or 320 would be even better. But still, I think this looks good. You can see the big intake in here. I would have liked maybe like an engine cover, but for those that are going to work on this, not having one maybe just makes things easier, things more visible. Let me know what you think about this engine compartment here. Let me know what you think about the engine overall in the 2026 WRX TSs. All right, last time outside with the WRX TS Series Yellow. Second time around with the WRX TS. I still like this thing. I still think that, you know, in 2026, getting stuck in traffic with a manual isn't fun, but, you know, when you live close to a back road or somewhere where you can open it up a little bit more, it becomes a really fun vehicle to drive for a week. And also, the manual gearbox is pretty easy to use if you're not a beginner. I feel like it's maybe a little bit going to be a little bit more difficult if you are a beginner. Sound is sort of there, but of course, because this is a TS, I'd kind of like to see more. You know, I think that that's one thing that was missing, and would like to see more horsepower because, again, TS, but this is more of a appearance package, I guess. Well, you can't really call it an appearance package because the Series Yellow is the appearance package, but the TS is definitely not. You do have bigger brakes, better suspension, a more track-oriented version of the WRX TS, and I really like it. This is probably my favorite looking WRX that is on the market right now. The yellow looks really good. It's not an overdone yellow. It's not too bright. It's not too washed either. It's like literally perfect. They couldn't have nailed it any better. I think that this is going to be the way to go for the Subaru WRX. If you want to stand out, there's no better way to do it. This is it right here. You got to get this. You got to check this out. If you ever have a chance to get your hands on it or behind the wheel of one of these things, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. It's really, really cool. But yeah, overall, it's been a fun week. So let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think of the Series Yellow? Will you get the Series Yellow? Do you own a TS? Let me know everything in between. If I missed anything, also let me know that. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. I'll see you next week. See you next car. Take care.